So I just wanted to, Jennifer and I wanted to welcome everybody to our first really youth grants meeting. This should be a space, especially the first Wednesday of every month, for us to get together and just talk about your grants, for you to ask any questions of Jennifer or myself, and for us to have like just a dialogue. It's not really like a formal webinar where we're doing any modules or anything like that. Ooh, uh-oh. There we got a little feedback there.
Are you still there, Tara?
That sounds better, right?
Okay.
I just muted the person who was causing the
Oh, okay, perfect. I was like, wait a minute. But like I said, this is an open forum that we want to have with everyone. So please feel comfortable. We're going to unmute your phones in a minute so that each organization can kind of do what we'll call is like a roll call or a check-in. This is a time for you, if you have any great ideas to share with the group. If you have, any, like I said, any additional questions, we're all in the same boat, and we really want these projects to be successful. So Jennifer and I was thinking that this forum or this space, like I said, the first of every month would be for that. Jennifer, is there anything you would like to add to that?
No, it's just also, though, to go over any kind of status where we need you guys to do things, but then at the same time, we need for you to elevate things that you need us to do for you. So it's a give and take here.
Yeah. So let's, Lacey, if you're ready, we're going to go ahead and unmute the phones. I don't know if we need to go organization by organization or if you can unmute them. But I wanted to start, we're going to go by this list of the people that checked in. So it looks like BCS is first on that list.
So what, introduce themselves and...
Yeah, just introduce themselves and their project. So like, my name is Tara Scott. I'm from the state of Illinois. I am doing a lot of the grant management along with Jennifer on these projects. And so if you guys want to follow the same kind of outline, talk about your project, and then if you have any special things or any partners that you're working with, if you could let us know that as well. And according to everybody is unmuted. So BCS, are you ready?
I'm sure. I didn't know which one of us was actually going to be making the announcement. My name is Lisa Mintz, and I'm with Business and Career Services. And our program is a Manufacturing Career Pathway initiative, where we are working in partnership with Manufacturing Renaissance Council and OAI to do 4 cohorts where we're having a 5-week boot camp. And within that boot camp, they're learning a whole slew of work ethic training, job readiness training, but also robotics and makers lab training, and some employer tours and shop math and incorporating a mentoring piece with YMA as well. And then they will participate in a up to 6-week internship at an employer at the end of our boot camp. Our cohort, 2 of our cohorts, one will be in the western side of the city, and the other one will be in the south suburbs of Cook County, and they are slated to start at the end of this month.
Awesome. The next person we have, or next group, is the City of Peoria.
Yes, good morning. My name is Jamila Wilson, and we have started a new program called Peoria Core. It is a 6-month experience. We received grant dollars from AmeriCorps, so this is also an AmeriCorps program, and we're operating 2 cohorts, one that just began this week with 10 young people who are between the ages of 18 and 24, and they are going through a 6-month experience where at the end, around green infrastructure, where at the end of the 6 months they will receive an industry-recognized credential in green infrastructure from the National Green Infrastructure Certification Program. There's also a significant level of leadership development and professional mentorship that will be offered to them as well. And we're really excited about what this means. Peoria has currently chosen to use green infrastructure as its solution towards their stormwater overflow challenge. And so there's been a lot of buy-in from the city as well as a number of private companies that are really excited about the future opportunities that will arise from this.
Wonderful. The next group, let me make sure they're on. Yes, Lewis and Clark.
Hi, this is Val Harris with Lewis and Clark Community College, and we are partnering with our workforce partners in Madison County and as well as up in our northern, more rural counties, the job centers in Jersey primarily, but also Greene, Macoupin, and I've lost it, Calhoun counties so that we're covering our college district. We're providing an Access Academy and Pathway Readiness experience to on-ramp our students, our young people, into career pathways that already exist here. Construction, we have a Tier 1 construction and a Tier 2 construction, as well as truck driver, automotive, welding, and IT. And then once they enter into those training pathways, we will be providing weekly support along the way, based on the ASAP model out of the CUNY colleges, kind of a modified version of that. So that's, I think that's our project in a nutshell. We had sort of had a soft start this summer and this fall, and have 11 young people in process of, they're in process.
Okay. And I just want to make sure that no one from Mantricon is on the phone, just in case they didn't hit the button. Okay, we're going to move on to the next group, which is Manufacturing Renaissance.
Hello, hello.
Yes. Hi, Seth.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Fantastic. My name is Seth L Jamal. I'm Assistant Director for our Manufacturing Renaissance. It's called Manufacturing Connect partnership program with J.H. Bowen High School. We're partnering with them this year to get a Manufacturing Connect program off the ground. We'll recruit 50 students, 25 juniors, 25 seniors, who are enrolled in the manual machining class at Bowen High School, to basically connect them to industry. So the goal will be to have them participate in work experiences, including field trips, job shadows, and spring break internships for their juniors, as well as potential full-time and part-time employment for their seniors over this school year. So we currently have about 47 students. Actually, 26 students have completed the Illinois WorkNet enrollment, and about 21 students have kind of taken a few steps towards enrolling. We're still working to gather all the correct documentation, but it's going rather well. Our partner on this grant is Youth Guidance. They also have a workforce development training arm that is focused on providing training and kind of social supports for young people who are trying to enter the workforce or post-secondary education. So we have gone on one field trip so far this year, and we've had about 30 young people who are enrolled in the program. Very excited about that. So things are moving along very well.
Okay. Looks like the next partner is going to be Methodist College.
Good morning. This is Aileen C. I'm the Chair of Career Pathways and Continuing Education at Methodist College. We have a nursing assistant to medical assistant bridge program for our apprenticeship project. This is our first foray into apprenticeship programs. It's a 24-month program. It's 53 college credits, 22 of which are transferable to a bachelor's program. Our employment partner is Unity Point Health. We are actually affiliated with Unity Point, and Unity Point has 3 hospitals and 47 clinics here in the Peoria area. We have 6 apprentice students that started mid-August. They are working on their nursing assistant certification right now. They're in the middle of their clinical work. They'll sit for their nursing assistant exam in early December, and then they will begin working at Unity Point Health as CNAs in the hospital by the middle to the end, well, probably be more like January, early January. And then that's when they will start their coursework for their medical assistant certification, and that will take them until the end of summer in 2019, and then they'll be eligible to sit for their medical assisting exam. And Unity Point will then move them from CNA positions to medical assisting positions.
Perfect. OAI? Is anybody from OAI on the phone? Okay. Let's go ahead and move to Prairie State College.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, this is Lisa Ziegler. I'm with Prairie State College, and our program is working with in-school youth from Bloom and Rich Township high schools. It is information technology program. Currently we have 23 students who are working toward a computer support associate certificate, and then we'll be doing their pre-apprenticeship at either McDonald's Corporate or South Cook Intermediate Service Center. And then they will go on to the next semester earn a Cisco Network Associate Certificate, and again do a pre-apprentice, service pre-apprentice. And in the end, there will be 22, they will have earned 22 transferable IT college credits.
Okay. Our next group looks like it's Youth Build Lake.
Hello, this is Devan F. I'm called, I guess I'm not called. Our program is actually working with the College of Lake County on this Career Access Program initiative, as well as Waukegan Library, Youth Conservation Corps, as well as the local workforce that we have here in, I guess, with Waukegan. And for the most part, we are actually funneling individuals into different areas of where they can get more adequate support and get certifications through the areas of IT, automotive, HVAC, and an opportunity to be a Class D water operator, and hopefully get a position to work with the Illinois Water Works Association. Many of these positions opportunities will offer an 8-week work experience that is offered for the most part immediately after they complete their certification. Certifications will be done either through the College of Lake County or with the Class D water operator class, which is done online. And for the most part, that's what we got going on.
Okay. And And the next person is Youth Build McLean County.
Hello, this is Tracy Polson. I'm the Executive Director at Youth Build McLean County. We have enrolled 30 participants in our first cohort in September. We are focusing on the areas of IT, residential construction, and healthcare. We have probably 35 students waiting to join in January, so we're really excited about that. The students are working through their coursework using our NCCR residential carpentry curriculum. They'll earn a certification for that. In IT, they're working on the CompTIA. And then in healthcare, they'll be working on the CCMA program. We're working with a number of employers. We've had a couple of employment engagement meetings with our local business partners that include representatives from the YWCA, CVS, Bloomington Family Dental, Walgreens, Country Financial, Serban, Stark Excavating, McLean County Asphalt, Tartar Construction, and the local labor unions. So we've had a really good outpouring of support from our business community, which was really important in the development of our program. The students have been working on work ethic. They attended a one-week soft skill workshop or boot camp where they learned about work ethic and behavior on the work sites, expectations for employers, and they did some career research and helped decide which sites they'd be interested in participating in, and then interviewed and were selected for the various sites. And we've had really good participation, really great attendance. The students have had a lot of fun. So everything's going well here.
Awesome. And then it shows that we have 2 people that checked in as other. Is any one of those people? Did you click the wrong button?
I checked in as other. This is Jennifer.
Oh, okay. Anybody else? Okay, awesome. And OAI one more time before we move on? Awesome. Okay. Jennifer, did you want to add anything, or did you want to keep going with the agenda?
So yeah, I think we should show them the spreadsheet and let them know what we're looking at and what we need from them.
Okay.
To each individual company. Can you all see it's a PDF file.
Perfect.
Everybody can see.
Yeah.
Okay. So just to let you know the things that we're trying to track and then why it's important. And Tara, please, you feel free to talk because you're really good at this. So we're, just in the blue part, the blue and white, it's just, your grant number, the grant type that you're in, who you're serving, where you're at, and then we had the credentials. We put in the credentials that you all said that you were doing. That number of participants enrolled, that's what your contract said at the beginning. And then there was a little description. The orange part is what we see in Illinois WorkNet. So, Tara, do you see when I'm...
You moved it. Yep.
Okay, I was just seeing if everybody saw what I saw. So this is what we see right now with Illinois WorkNet. It's setup information. If you see up at the top, customer numbers, and customer is your participants. We refer to them as customers. Work site placement, number of customers who've been synced, and that's synced with the IWIDS system, the Illinois Workforce Development System, and then number of customers with IWIDS exit status. So there'll be even more things that we actually track, but this is the beginning of it right now. So if we look at, I'm not going to pick on you, Youth Build, right now because there's nothing there. So we'll start with Methodist College. So if you all see on Methodist College, they're the third one down. You'll see that they've entered their training programs. So it got compressed, but it shows the training programs that they have. It shows the projected number of students that are going to go through those training programs. Then also we'll see the staff accounts and the LWIA staff. But if you also see now under customer numbers, total submitted applications, it shows that they have 5 submitted applications, but all need suitability review. So I know that you all have been going through the trainings that you have to get the customer to enter the, do an application, they have to do the suitability piece. Well, then you all as the grantee program managers need to go in, or somebody on your staff needs to go in, look at the suitability piece and place them in the training programs. So it doesn't show that any of them are actually enrolled and synced with any IWIDs or that they've actually been completed with the suitability review. So this is important because then if these steps aren't all done, then they're not going to be then tracked completely the way they need to be. So we're trying to let you guys know that everyone needs to put in their training programs. Everyone needs to go and have every single one of their participants or customers complete applications and go through that suitability piece, where then you guys then go in, check out the suitability, and put them with the training programs. Because then we're also going to be looking at, are they going to job sites? Are they going to, do they have planned placements? Are they having any kind of case management, work-based learning service, academic learning service? All of these things are metrics that we're actually looking at and need to go to report to other people. And so it's important because the state is going to get audited on all of this. And so we've got to show that you all have been, we're doing the kind of like the informal audits, but there will be like formal audits that where you're, I think they call them monitoring, where they'll come to your site and monitor. So it's just important that we all get it in. So I was wondering with that in mind, so, it looks like there are some a little bit more advanced than others, as in with their training programs in, how many they've actually gotten enrolled. So let's look at like Peoria Public Schools. They already have 2 training path programs. You see the IT pathway and the health career pathway. Then the number of targeted enrolls are 10 in the IT, 40 in the healthcare. It shows that they have 31 applications completed, but 28 need to go through suitability review. First of all, does this make sense to everyone? And can we unmute everyone's phone so that everyone can talk? Because we just really kind of want to push this point that everybody needs to be in the system so that they can be synced with IWIDs, and then therefore they can be tracked properly.
Right, and it looks like we have a question from Jamila. So customers, Jamila, you can just talk. So what are you saying, customers being synced?
Yes, under the section customer numbers, I'm sorry, let me see, what is it? Yeah, under the number of customers who have synced, the case management service, work-based learning service, academic learning service, how are we tracking that? Is that like hours that, are we putting in hours that they've received this? How often are we updating it? Is this information being also captured in our quarterly reports? So I just want to be clear as to how this is being captured.
You know what, that's a very good question, Jamila, that I actually don't have all the answers. But you know what, you brought up a good point that how often you guys go in and do case management notes, that is actually captured. How often you're updating each of the information on each of the customers, it is captured. We need to put together some kind of document to show you all what is captured and how often. Did that kind of answer your question?
Oh, and also I was asking, can this document be emailed out?
Yeah, but if you go down right on your left-hand side, Lacey was responding, you can download it in the pod below. Just click the file and hit download.
Okay, yeah, I have been interfacing with these webinars from my cell phone, so I'm not able to do that. It's not giving me that option to. So I'll try and sync this to my desktop to try and get that information. But right now I've been having challenges with downloading the materials.
And so here I'm going to put the youth partner page. Let's see, I had that. Hold on one second. There are so many resources on the youth partner page for you guys. It even shows.
Yes, I can, Seth.
It even shows. So I put that on the side. Lacey, do you think you could click on, show us this, the link that I put on? Do you think you could display it for everyone here?
I'll have to open a screen share pod, so give me just a minute. So I'll let you know when I'm ready to pull it up.
Okay, we're pulling one on Lacey. We didn't tell her we were going to do this.
But while Lacey's doing that, I just wanted to comment. So whatever organization you are, so say I am a local partner and I have an LWIA partner that will actually make sure that they are certifying my clients. My only system that I should worry about is Illinois WorkNet, doing the applications, and then that either means you're going to send an email or do a call follow-up and say, hey, Sarah at my local LWIA that I contracted with, you know, I just put this file number in. Can you go ahead and they're coming over to certified documents. So it's kind of like a back and forth conversation. Some people do it through a weekly call. Some people have weekly spreadsheets. So that way you're kind of tracking, I've uploaded these 3 people on my end in Illinois WorkNet. You should start seeing their files being synced to iWids, and so it's kind of like a back and forth, if that makes sense, just to make sure that what you're inputting is actually being synced to the iWids system as well. And if there's ever a time you're like, hey, we put in 13 people and we don't see them, then that's when you can send an email to Natasha, CC Jennifer, myself, and say, hey, I put in these 10 people and I don't see them. But the more frequently that you're in the system, it's a lot easier for us to catch mistakes earlier than for us to go months, and then we have 180 people to kind of track and figure out who came over and everything. So I just wanted to give that tidbit to everybody, if that makes sense.
Yes. And also, so Lacey brought up that web page. It's the partner resources page. And if you see on the far left under WorkNet instructions, it talks about, well, get started. First, you've got to become a partner, so you all became partners. Then you've got to put in your training program information. Then there's got to be the suitability and the application process. So, you know, the participants or customers need to do both application and suitability. I think the suitability is built into the application. And then you guys will have to then review suitability. So it talks about how to do that. So they have step-by-steps here for you. And then schedule appointments. I believe that's where, if you're working with an LWIA who needs to actually certify their eligibility, you need to schedule that appointment, or even provide any other if that LWIA is providing any other services. And then how to just document different things that are done for your customers or your participants. So all of these are on here. These are PDFs. Lacey, do you mind clicking that button back to Youth Apprenticeship Career Partners up at the top? So the page I actually put on there was, if I had clicked on that link, full list of resources and instructions, that's where it took you. But also, any of the webinars you guys have gone through, you will see that they're on the right here. They're available for you to rewatch and redo, or if you don't prefer doing the webinar and you just want the step-by-step, you can go to the PDF document and do that as well. Thank you, Lacey.
So do you want to switch back to the spreadsheet? So I just wanted to kind of piggyback off Jennifer. So if you're on here on this call and you are a agency that has 0 next to your training programs, if you guys could go ahead and put those training programs in today, or you know, as soon as possible, because that's the first step in doing, you know, any of your other processes that we have, entering those training programs. So if you have any questions, username issues or anything like that, go ahead and email Natasha and we can get those in. But those training programs are essential to us creating your page and getting your information uploaded. And then it also gives us time to look through the information and make sure that it's correct. And if there's anything we need to adjust, we have that time period to do it. So it looks like it's about maybe about 3 agencies or so, which is great, that need to put the information in. So like I said, if you guys could go ahead and do that today, that'll be awesome.
I want to interrupt. This is Devan from Uvalde Lake County.
Yeah, no problem.
I have already entered the training programs. Maybe I didn't do it correctly. On Illinois WorkNet, the training programs are already entered in there, but it shows up 0.
So go ahead and send an email, put to Natasha, and then CC me and Jennifer, or Jennifer and I, sorry, and write that in there. Hey, I've already entered those programs and they're not showing up, and we can get on that.
Devin, which one did you say you're with?
Lake County, Youth Build Lake.
I'm having a hard time hearing you guys. It's kind of like I hear like multiple people.
Oh, sorry. He's with Youth Build Lake.
Okay, Youth Build, yeah, Lake. So Devin, you know what? I was in the system because they just taught me how to use it and go in and look of what people have entered. And I saw your name multiple times, so I saw that you did enter a lot. So if you could send us an email so that we can flag it and figure out why it's not showing up.
Okay, you want me to send it to yourself and
send it to Natasha?
Natasha?
And Natasha, Tara, and Jennifer.
Yep.
Okay.
Jennifer, this is
that these are not being picked up, and so that's why we should send these out to you frequently so that you all can see and make sure that we're getting the information synced up and that it's actually working as it should. Because we don't want it to count against you if you've already done the work.
Right. Somebody else want to talk?
Yeah, Jennifer, this is Aileen from Methodist. When was this PDF updated? Because we did our suitability just the other day, and we're just wondering if we did it correctly or if it's just a delay that you just haven't updated the spreadsheet yet.
You know what? That's a good question, Aileen. So I don't actually have access to pull the orange part that shows the suitability part, you know. So Illinois WorkNet sent it to me, and I'm not exactly sure the date that was stamped on it. So there could have been a disconnect there. So would you send us an email, just like Devin is going to? Would you send it to Natasha, me, and Tara, and then that way it'll flag us to check on that?
Gotcha. Could have just crossed. All right, thanks.
It could. And the emails, Lacey just posted them. So Natasha, like I said, anything dealing with Illinois WorkNet, Natasha is your go-to person, and then you can just CC Jennifer and myself so we can stay, up to date on anything like that. So if you're having like any user problems or, hey, this person just magically appeared on my caseload, Natasha is your go-to person for anything with Illinois WorkNet. Okay. Does anybody else have any questions regarding the spreadsheet?
Yes, it's Jamila. So I'm noticing under Peoria Core, City of Peoria, that we have 11 enrolled. That information is inaccurate. There should just be 10. So how would I get this rectified? And does this impact negatively onto my performance measures because there's only 10? And I don't want this to take away from our second cohort.
No, that's another email, so go ahead and send that.
Okay.
And then we can review that information and see. So that may be a case of like, everybody knows with technology when it's going right, it's amazing, it's wonderful, and then when things go awry, it can be a monster. And so it's really good for us to have spreadsheets like this and conversations like this so we can figure out what we're doing and if we need to fix anything. So go ahead and send us an email. Hey, I see 11. There's only 10 people, and go ahead and give us the 10 individuals' names so that Natasha can cross-reference and see you may have an extra person.
Well, I mean, I know that we did, and we had some challenges with trying to navigate both IWDS and Illinois WorkNet very early, and so I had sent communication, and I just want, so the follow-up is not a problem. I just want to make sure that it doesn't present a challenge on the second half when we're enrolling our next 10. So I just want to make sure, because this was something I had tried to resolve early, but it appears to maybe have fallen through the cracks.
Okay, go ahead and put that piece in the email too so we can follow up.
Awesome. And should I CC you and Jennifer in addition to Natasha?
All the time.
Okay, very good.
Yep, anybody with any youth grants or anything you send to anybody else, just go ahead and just put Jennifer and I on the email as well so we can, like I said, stay current on what's going on with the grant.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
And I know that we're just having this kind of meeting once a month right now, but we will make it a point to send this out to you guys once a week so that you can stay on top of it. And then we'll flag things that seem that don't seem correct.
And this is also a great time for you to look. Make sure your grant number, I mean, stuff that seems very small and minute, but this is a great time for you to go through your entire line. Is my grant number correct? Is the type of grant is correct? Our name is spelled correctly? The city? All that kind of information. Also the description. If that's not correct, let us know what that needs to be changed to, and that is all a simple email. So this is a perfect time for us to correct all information on there. So. Okay. All right, let's go back to, anybody else have any questions on this before we wrap this piece up? All right, if we could go back to the agenda. Wonderful. Just to give everybody an update, so quarterly reports are all in as of this morning. We had a couple stragglers, but it is fine. We have them in. Like I said, that was the first round of the new reports. So I am 1,000% sure that we're going to get more feedback if there's additional lines or anything that we need to complete for the next ones that are due in January. But I at least wanted to let you guys know, thank you so much for submitting those. And like I said, the next ones are due in January. So I'm thinking that we're going to probably do another webinar because like I said, I'm pretty sure there'll be more guidance out. So we'll schedule that later in the year. But the next time we submit them, if you guys could only, I know that it's a PDF, but if you guys could submit the last 2 pages or any of the pages that you filled out, so that would be most likely page 5 and 6. In regards to the PPR report and the PFR report. That way the first 4 pages were really like definitions and different things like that. So just for the next report, if we could do that. Does anybody have any questions regarding the quarterly reports or if you were blindsided by anything? Let me know. This is a good time for us to chime in, but just remember you will always complete a trial balance with any report that you send in for the quarterlies with those reports. It's always a trial balance, and everything has to be in one email. It all has to be a PDF as well because the system will only allow me to upload PDF to that. But does anybody else have any additional questions or anything they wanted to comment on?
I do. How do you get rid of the first set of pages?
Who's speaking? I'm sorry.
Lisa, sorry.
Oh,
Lisa Priest.
No, you're fine. So, Lisa, if you want, when you have a PDF open, if you go to File, Print, and then you select, you know how you can select certain pages to print?
Okay, yeah.
Once you select those certain pages, you can then save it. So you can switch from doing a traditional printer to switching it to say PDF or Adobe PDF. So you know how you have your printers already listed on your computer? If you just hit where that printer is, you can save it as a PDF.
Okay.
Yeah. So if anybody, and that's something we can add to the next report. Anybody else? Print to PDF. Yes. Thank you, Lacey. Okay. If there's anything, so what happens, I just want to make sure everybody knows the process. So you guys send in all this information in one email. I take it and then I upload the financials to the financial report, the programmatic stuff to a programmatic report. I have to sign off on a programmatic report to say the information is correct, but you may get a call or an email from someone in the financial department if they have any questions regarding your crosswalks or regarding your trial balance. So please, if you get a strange email, that can happen. I don't deal with anything with the financials, so that's why we had Chuck Dooley on as well. He is one of the individuals that understands our financial system far more better than me. But like I said, if there's anything wrong or if the numbers aren't matching up in GRS, someone from the financial department may email you or contact you and say, hey, go ahead and send me an updated trial balance once they give you some type of feedback or something. That is completely normal. It happens from time to time, but that could be a possibility. So I just wanted everyone to be aware of that. Okay. Jennifer, anything you want to add before we move on to business engagement?
Oh, I think you're good.
Okay. Anybody else? I want to make sure we are all free and clear. All right. So the next thing on the agenda, and feel free, anybody on the phone, if you want to say, hey, what about this part? I want to add this agenda item, no problem. So the next thing we wanted to talk about is the business engagement outlines. I've talked to several groups that had questions regarding how to do their business engagement outline, and my feedback to those groups were if you could complete it in the same manner that you did your implementation plans. So if I am engaging in a manufacturing business, what steps did I do to ensure that my clients that I'm working with get their opportunity at that business? So is that I met with, Sam on Thursday to discuss any qualifications that my clients need, make sure that the credentials are industry recognized for that company. So it's really a step-by-step guidance on how you're engaging your business. This is also the time that you identify those partners that you already have on your MOUs with, or any new partners that you're engaging, but it's basically outlined of how you're going to engage so that your participants have their internships ready to go when they graduate from your programs. So I know that a lot of people have been working on this. Is there anybody that's confused or need any more guidance on that?
This is Val at Lewis and Clark. Is there some kind of I realize we can use the action plan format, but is there like an ideal business engagement plan in the resources or somewhere that we could use as a model?
We don't have one because every business is different.
Sure.
But I would say just to make sure, I like the way the implementation plan is because it gives you timelines that are in there, contact people that you're in contact with, and it gives you steps. So there is not an actual template, but if you wanted to use the implementation plans or the action plans that you guys submitted, that for me I think would be the best. And Jennifer, feel free to chime in, but I like that it gives you, hey, in December we are doing a job fair with our clients. We're showing them job readiness skills. We have invited the employer for on-site interview or pre-interviews. We have, completed webinars, different things like that, but it puts a time with that. And also it allows you to put on there, okay, in March we're going to have 6 individuals at, ABC, to start their internship. Their internship will end in May of 2018 or something like that.
Tara, this is Jamila. How often is this business engagement outline updated, and where is that information? Is this something we'll be turning in with a quarterly report with the implementation plan?
No, the business engagement plan is a one-time document,
Okay.
unless you have some significant changes or anything. But if you guys could have that turned in, Jennifer, what are you thinking, in a couple weeks?
Yeah, so I think mid-November.
Right, so I'm looking at maybe the 16th. Because from my understanding, I think this was something Matt discussed and they were actually due in October. And so we just want to make sure that piece is implemented into your programs early so that we can go ahead, because we should be engaging businesses from the beginning so that when your individuals are ready, that is kind of like a smooth pipeline. You go from, terrorist organization to, like I said, ABC once you've completed your training and obtained your credentials.
Thank you.
Seth, did you have anything? I see that you were writing, but I don't know if it's just your computer is stuck or something. Okay. Is there anybody else? Okay. And is, Jennifer, did you want to add anything?
I do want to know, before we go, I want to know what are the primary issues you all are facing?
Oh, yes.
Do you feel like you're going to meet your proposed numbers? Any issues, concerns?
So let's do this so we can get the feedback. Let's go by that list again. So let's start with BCS.
No, we don't have any questions at this time.
Okay, and you feel like you're going to hit your targets and things are, the recruitment is going well?
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. City of Peoria?
Yes, so we had encountered a little bit of a challenge early on around our recruitment and enrollment process, but we were able to resolve them. But one of the things that kind of came out is that some of the requirements on the local level had not been communicated, I guess, adequately for us to experience a more seamless process, and that was as it related to sort of the basic skills assessment. There was a requirement of a certain grade level for reading and math. We were able to get that resolved, but we are in the process of providing additional support tutorial services for a number of our young people that did not meet that requirement. And so we are observing that a potential challenge is the academic requirement, a component that we need to insert additional tutorial and remediation services throughout the program in order to get them eligible and sort of required candidates for these various manufacturing, construction, apprenticeship programs that we're trying to get them tracked towards.
That's a good note, yes. I think that I'd heard several other people and from other grants, different types of grants, that what was required wasn't necessarily understood. So keep us in touch and keep us updated on how that's going, if you need more remediation, what you're having to do to make it work for your program.
Okay.
And if it's successful, please like this group, I just want to make sure we're clear on that, should be like an open, free forum for everyone. So if there's a great idea that, an agency has, please feel free to share it with your other teammates. I feel like we're one big team as the youth grant team. And so this is a prime opportunity for you to say, hey, this is a great idea we had. We're doing this. It's working well. And so, this is the forum for us to have that feedback and everything for everyone.
Okay. But I'll just close by saying with the City of Peoria's program, we were successful in acquiring our first 10, and, just the retention piece is going to be what we would need some best practices from the team to ensure that they successfully make it through the entire 6 months of the program.
Okay.
Good point. Thank you.
Okay, the next person, next group, Lewis and Clark.
Yes, this is Val, and I'd say that timing is always a challenge because we try to kind of hit the ground running, so we're kind of building it as we're, flying. And some of the like just getting the eligibility paperwork done and into systems, and finding out kind of after the fact that things are date stamped at a certain time. We're just working through a lot of that kind of thing right now. We have the students, they're doing the stuff, they're not in the system quite yet, and we're working with our partners to make sure that happens. So that's one thing. And then, recruitment, and, we're working on messaging and trying to really get our message clear, working with a partner, Southwestern Illinois Leadership Council, to do that. All of those kind of contracts and things like that take time, so it's just timing. Things are going well. It's just that everything takes longer than it should. It feels like it should, but otherwise, I feel like it's going well.
Right. Okay. Mantricon is not on. Manufacturing Renaissance?
I would say the biggest challenge is coordinating all the required elements for enrollment. Birth certificate, Social Security card, photo ID. We've got several wards of the state who've never even seen a birth certificate, so they're trying. We're backlogging. We're doing applications. We get kids in IWDS, but they're looking for all that stuff. So I think that's kind of our biggest challenge, along with having basically a brand new school administration. So before we got to the grant, we had a administration in place that knew what we were doing, and now they're all gone. So we have a new principal, new assistant principal, new school administration, almost all new teachers. So the culture and climate of the building we're dealing with we're kind of starting from scratch. But the program is interesting. The kids are very enthusiastic about it. It's just we're combating a school climate that's rather chaotic right now. So that's kind of outside of what we can control. But yeah, I think that the school climate has definitely contributed to the lack of kids kind of being on top of what they need to get done, even more than usual. Kids are kids, so this has kind of created a little bit more chaos than the chaos we were familiar with. So yeah, that's really it. It comes with the territory though. So.
Well, keep us up to date, because that you could be actually creating a best practice for future grantees as far as dealing with schools especially. So please let us know. Methodist College?
This is Aileen, and I feel so much better now that the first three partners have shared with us some of their frustrations, because those are the same things that we're experiencing. We had a very difficult time with recruitment and enrollment, because we had to have our cohort of 6 enrolled at the college and hired by Unity Point Health on August 28th. So we really had a condensed timeline, and thankfully we just have a small group. So when I hear that some of you are juggling 30, 40, 50 kids, we would have drowned. We were already drowning with 6, but now that we've got them started in their nursing assistant class, even though we've been doing professional development and college readiness training with them, in January they're going to have 3 or 4, college level classes that they're going to be juggling, and we know that's going to be very difficult for them. So we've already started trying to identify other resources, really working with our Center for Student Success, who is our tutors, to really prepare for them. And I think fundamentally our biggest concern is that partnering with CareerLink is providing funding for childcare, because of our 6, 4 have children. So they provide childcare for class time, but not childcare for study time. And you spend more time studying than you do actually sitting in class. And so we're trying to be really creative in how can we arrange for childcare, because that's, there's no way you can study for, an anatomy and physiology class when you have, 3 kids running around the house. So that's our big obstacle right now that we're trying to solve to get ready for January. But that's the experience that we're having right now.
Okay.
That's a real challenge. Thanks for sharing, Aileen.
Looks like OAI one more time. Okay. Phalanx Family Services. Okay. Prairie State.
Yeah, so we've had some technical difficulties, but I think we're on track now that we're going to be able to update, so this form can be updated within the weeks. Otherwise, we've been doing the program and it's going very well.
Okay. Youthville Lake.
Well, right now, we're doing some recruitment. We've had some, a few challenges as opposed when it comes to individuals coming to us wanting jobs as opposed to the training. So that has kind of hindered us in our recruitment efforts for the Career Access Program. And we're under, for the most part, the same pressures to get students enrolled into our program before the college enrollment start date for January. And so right now we're just trying to get as many that we possibly can to that fit the areas for our pathways, are prepared with their financial aid and their applications before the semester starts. So those are some of the biggest challenges that we've just been faced with as of lately.
Youthville McLean County.
Hello, this is Tracy. We haven't experienced a tremendous amount of barriers. We've actually had a great response from our business partners, which has been really helpful in developing a meaningful program. One of the big surprises that came out of this is that we didn't have a productive relationship with our CareerLink partners and our local WIB, but through the negotiation process and through the development of this program, we've definitely strengthened our communication to the WIB and to CareerLink. They've been very, very helpful in giving us feedback and training us on the ways that we need to navigate their system so that our students can get enrolled. It's been good. And we should be able to update our information on that spreadsheet today. So I think we're good. We're moving through everything.
Okay. And is there anybody else from any other groups that want to provide any feedback or anything? Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed the first of many youth meetings. So we just wanted to bring everybody together so we can, like I said, express what we just did, any other updates, any barriers. But if you have any questions or if you think of anything once the call is over, please just feel free to send Jennifer or myself an email. And without that, Jennifer, do you have anything else?
No, thank you all for your time.
Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate it, everyone. And I hope this was beneficial to you guys. And like I said, the first of every month, this is our goal, bring everyone together. Thank you, Val, that this was helpful. Thank you, Seth. If you want to provide us with any feedback, like I said, always email us and let us know. It's no problem. We're here to make sure these programs are successful and get you anything that you need. And so that is what we're trying